What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Robbie. I am a drum teacher from Scotland, and today we're going to be taking a quick look, well, maybe not a quick look, but we're going to be taking a look at one of my greatest influences from when I was learning to play the drums, and that is Joey Jordison. And before we get into it, if you guys want to subscribe and like the video, that would be absolutely awesome if you enjoy it, and we can spread our love of drumming just that little bit further. So, cool. Now, before we get into everything, let's find out a little bit about who Joey Jordison was. So, it was Nathan Jonas Jordison. He was a fantastic drummer, most famously for the band Slipknot from 1995 to 2013, where Slipknot said he left the band. Joey claimed that he'd been fired. It was a bit controversial. And he was also a musician that was involved in so many projects. One more noticeable thing is he was the guitarist for a band called Murder Dolls. And we're going to take specifically a look at his drumming today with a few sort of iconic clips. At least in my opinion, these are sort of iconic clips. So we're going to jump straight into the first one. And if you're into metal drumming and stuff, you are going to know this clip. And you'll probably know exactly what this is, because a lot of people use this on social media for their, drumming videos and things like that. This is an absolutely iconic intro to a song, and this is a song by Slipknot called Eyeless. And well, let's just let the drumming speak for itself, shall we? So, that is the first clip that we have, and it's a great one, because first off, we've got this fantastic view from behind the drum kit, so we can actually see what's going on in Joey's drumming. He's got this beautiful big kit, huge toms, and it's just, it is honestly a pleasure to see him play from behind here. So, what we've got in this clip, first of all, is just a demonstration of why I think Joey was so influential to so many people like myself. So we've got, the power, the precision in the drumming, and we've also got just the energy behind his performance. Like, it's so hard to, when we get to this sort of point, playing drums while swinging your hair around like that is no easy feat. I will say I used to have long hair like that, and when I played the drums, I tried to do that sort of stuff, and it was hard. Like, it's hard work, and also just being able to keep it going while doing that, like spinning your entire head, is so difficult. Now, I will say Joey's drumming style is really interesting, because there's a lot of hand-foot patterns. But he also has super clean singles and doubles on both his feet and his hands. Super clean. The best clip in this one, I think, is when he goes around the drums after the intro. That one there, where he does that roll around the toms. So clean, and it just sounds so good. So this is the sort of introduction to Joey that I wanted to give you, because this is what I remember when I was learning how to play drums, was just this incredible performance by an absolutely amazing drummer. And as I say, this motivated me so much. So what we'll do is I'm gonna jump to the next clip now, which is a really cool one. It's a drum solo from the Disaster Pieces DVD, and we'll just quickly transition there. Okay, so it turns out that I can't show you that clip from the Disaster Pieces DVD because I uploaded the video and it was immediately taken down due to copyright, and they wouldn't let me put up the whole video. So I am now taking a look at a different clip, which I think is I think it's the same drum solo, just from like a fan cam perspective. So we're gonna have a look at that. So let's jump in. Also, such a nice drum kit, I will say that. Oh. Okay, so he takes a little pause in the solo there. There is some really amazing stuff going on there. There's like the right-left kick kicks, the hand-feet pattern that I'm talking about, and right-left kick as well. But it's really showing that power that he has in like his singles and all that sort of stuff. So let's keep going. Let's go. So that's the right-left kick. Just really straightforward. And I do just want to say, right, as someone who is learning to play the drums, how cool is that? How cool is that? Like a drum kit that tips up vertical like that. Like, no wonder I wanted to do this, man. Look at this. It's so cool. And it spins. It's amazing. And there we have it, right? That's Joey Jordison at his best, I would say, right? That is so cool. Unbelievable playing. And, you know, I spoke about this before. There's a lot of like the right-left kick, right-left kick, sort of stuff there, or right-left kick, all that good stuff going on. But the tip-in drum kit is what sold it for me when I was like learning how to play. It's so cool to see, and it like spins and everything. And yeah, that's what. It was so killer at the time. And then, where was it? There was a section where he's just doing these rapid double kicks, and it just really showcases the power and precision that he has on those kick drums. Like, he's doing straight double kicks here. Look at his little feet go. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. Now, this drum beat here, I tried to emulate this drum beat for so long. And this is how I kind of learned how to play, was originally, I didn't get drum lessons. I just tried to copy what I was hearing on the songs, which is a lot of fun to do. I'd highly recommend it if you're learning it. You can learn a lot just from doing that. So I tried to emulate this drum beat, and it never went as well as, obviously, he's managing to play it here. But I did get pretty close, which is pretty cool. And it's a great drum beat as well. And listen to that drum roll. So that drum roll is so pretty much perfect. It's great. It is genuinely, I believe it'll either be singles or doubles. I can't tell from the angle, obviously, it's a bit too far away, but it's so strong and everything is sounding really, really even. And the double kicks are matching his hands there, which is just another sort of thing of just being like, oh, he's so precise and so good. And you can tell as well from just the reaction of the crowd and everything. For that entire drum solo, he had that entire crowd in the palm of his hands. Now, this was also a moment for me where I was kind of like, oh my god, drums can be a solo instrument. They're not just there for backing up the band. And he introduced me to that concept of a drum solo and what could be, you know, achieved through drumming with being a soloist on that. So for me, huge inspiration when I was learning, and it was amazing to see. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look into the next clip, which is from the album Roadrunner United. So I will catch you in that clip. Woo-woo! Okie doke, we're back, and here we are in the studio with Joey Jordison himself without the mask, which is absolutely crazy. So Roadrunner United released this album. It was insane. It was so good. I really loved that album, and if you bought the special edition, it came with a DVD as well, which was all about the making of the album. And this is what these next couple of clips are from, because they are genuinely so cool. And I think they really show like Joey kind of doing what he loves. And so this first one is him going into the studio, and he just does like a little like 1 minute drum solo to sort of warm up on the kit. And it was really cool. First off, I always loved this green kit. I thought it looked so cool. Plus all the symbols and everything. I'm not a huge symbols everywhere kind of guy, but I thought it was so cool at the time, and I wanted that kit. So let's take a look at the clip. And as I say, this highlights so many good things about his drumming, and I'll point them out after we watch the clip. And there we have it. So, just short 1 minute little clip of drumming, and it's a really, really great clip. Because once again, we've got this really awesome view of behind the drum kit, which I really like seeing from drummers, because I can see what they're doing and I can sort of analyze their techniques a little bit better. So, some really great things to point out about this. It highlights his precision around the kit, and it really highlights like that sort of double kick power as well, because I think this isn't really edited for the most part. It's just, I think it's pretty much just raw audio from the studio. So we've got, let's go back in. Those switches there between doubles and singles on this, both on the snare and on the toms, are so clean. So that's like doing instead of doing like right left, you would do like a right left, right, and you end up with those sort of really, really cool. And then up here, we've got a nice China cymbal, which he spends a lot of time on. So China cymbals are awesome. Love a China cymbal. If you don't know what a China cymbal is, look one up. It's a bit of an odd shaped cymbal, but it's amazing. Super, super clean singles. And one thing I want to point out about this, like, because, you know, a lot of my students, when they come in, when we're doing our single stroke drum rolls, it's always a really big, and they want to, you know, do these huge swings. Listen to the amount of power that he is getting out of this, and then watch just how high his sticks are lifted. They're only lifting about maybe in 2 inches, 2.5 inches. And it's plenty. And then using the kick drum to punch and accentuate on cymbals. Huge, huge thing. Huge thing. And there's your right, left, kick again. Now, this is the bit that really highlights his double kick prowess, I would say. It's just straight 16ths on the kick, but singles. So right, left on the kick. That's all this is, and it's just so powerful. Watch his feet. And there's that right, left, kick again. In that cool little fill. Once again, another drum beat I tried to emulate. Now, blast beat. So, really, really popular metal technique. So, I believe what he's doing there, I am not by any means an expert on blast beats, by the way. You want to go and visit 66 Samus for that, I think. But what I think is happening here is it's like a right, left with a kick at the same time as each of your hands. So, you're getting, like, pretty much you can just match your hands, right, left, and speed. But also, it has to be clean. I think you want to practice these sort of beats with a metronome to get them as clean as this. And some really nice minor cymbals there as well. So, yeah, that's the first clip, the sort of introduction to Joey on the Roadrunner United DVD. Now, what we're going to look at next is we're actually going to specifically look at a clip of him playing on one of the songs that was recorded, which is called Annihilation by the Hands of God, or At the Hands of God. And this is him during the recording process, so there's a bit of like talking over the top and things, but I think it's still a really great clip to look at because it shows him in the studio doing what he does best. So, once again, we'll do a quick transition. Pew, 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 pew. And we're back. Okay, so we have got the clip up. We are going to take a look at this. And as I say, this is Joey in the studio doing what he does best. On that same amazing kit. Those really clean double kicks again. Nice singles.
I don't consider myself like a really killer guitar player or even a killer drummer. I really, my passion about music is just being able to create a song that sticks in people's memories and try and, you know, make people feel an emotion. That's my biggest, you know, goal when creating a song. That's something I've always been involved in, is the overall picture of how a song comes together and how it's put down on tape and the end result, instead of just, you know, I mean, I want to know everything about it. Like in the studio, I'm always like the first one there and the last one to leave, there every day.
Okay, that's as much as we'll go through that clip, because after this it goes into like talking about like the guitars and the vocals and things. We're here to talk about the drums. So that's a great clip. I think that's so good, and I find that so interesting to see Joey in the studio doing his thing. So I love this intro section because it shows like, you know, the punches on the cymbals, but then when he goes at the bit where he's just holding the cymbals and doing the double kicks, it's allowing space for that bass and guitar riff, which is doing a really, really fast sort of tremolo picking kind of pattern, and really allows space for that to shine through in that moment. So have a listen. And then just breaks down into like a halftime groove where that double kick is just going sort of constantly.
I don't consider myself like a really killer guitar player or even a killer drummer. I really, my passion about music is just being able to...
And yeah, I like listening to this little bit because it's him talking essentially about, well, you know, you've heard it. He's talking about like the overall picture is the main thing. He doesn't consider himself an absolutely killer drummer, but he was so influential to people. And that's the thing. I think that's what gets missed out on a lot of the time, especially nowadays with like the, you know, social media drummers, Instagram drummers, all that kind of stuff. It's not about how good you are, it's about what you can put towards a project. So it's the overall picture. It's not who's got the best chops. It's not got anything to do with that. It's just about putting forward something that sticks in people's heads and it's memorable, like he says. You know, so being influential doesn't mean that you have to be the best in the world. So
create a song that sticks in people's memories and try and, you know, make people feel an emotion. That's my biggest goal when creating a song.
Now this little solo is, once again, it's that right left kick paired with right left kick in there. You can see like his legs moving and stuff.
That's something I've always been involved in. Is
and then you've got that really cool kick pattern. It's like battle-a-bat, 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 battle-a-bat. It's just
the
so sweet.
Overall picture of how a song comes together and how it's put down on tape and the end result, instead of just, you know, I mean, I want to know everything about it. Like in the studio, I'm always like the first one there and the last one to leave. There every day.
And it's such a cool groove as well that he's got going in this. And that fill is so sweet. I love that. I think, once again, he's just using that techniques that we talked about before. But it's just the different voicings. And then the big blast beat, which I think is the same blast beat that we looked at in the previous clip. Once again, as I say, I'm not an expert on blast beats. You're going to have to go to 6 Samus for that. But God, it's so cool. And also, I will say, right, being able to maintain a blast beat for that length of time with that amount of power is exhausting. I will say that. It is so testing on your endurance because you are playing so many notes in rapid succession. It's tiring. And once again, it's a testament to all of these like metal drummers out there that can do these sort of things and keep it going. So blast beats are really, really cool. They are a test of your endurance and also of how clean you can play. A good sounding blast beat will be clean and just absolutely awesome. So that was the final clip that I had lined up for you guys. Obviously, there are so many iconic clips of Joey that we could, you know, we could be here for hours going through clips of Joey playing. So we get to this point in the video now where, unfortunately, we do have to talk about the fact that Joey did pass away on July 26th, 2021, at the age of 46. And I think this was down to his acute transverse myelitis, which was a neurological disease that sort of took the use of his legs, which he did actually. He recovered a little bit for a while, but unfortunately, he did pass away. But he left behind this incredible legacy for drummers to follow. So, I mean, for me, he was like one of my biggest influences. He was right up there. And I play Pearl drums because I saw him play Pearl drum kits. I play Zildjian cymbals because I saw him using Zildjian cymbals at some point. And I studied his techniques, and I listened to Iowa and the self-titled album and the Subliminal Verses Volume 3 religiously on repeat to listen to his drumming, and it made me push myself. And I think anyone who can inspire so many people, because I'm sure there are, dozens of us out there, thousands of us, who Joey really wanted us, made us want to push ourselves and be the best drummer that we could be. So, this video is kind of my way of saying a bit of a thank you to Joey, because he instilled a love in me for drums and a drive that wouldn't have been there otherwise, I don't think. So, yeah, I think I had to speak about him a little bit, because that it lets you know where my roots a little bit as well, but I wanted to do a little something on one of my personal heroes that is unfortunately sort of no longer with us. So I'll on that note, I suppose I'm going to wrap up the video. But if you've made it this far through, thank you guys for hanging around, because I've really enjoyed watching these clips. It's kind of like, for me, it was like almost going back in time to a point where I was learning how to play, and it was really cool. If you want to see me make videos on other drummers, then, drop a comment and let me know if anyone in particular you want to see me have a look at, and I'll see if I can get some clips together and we'll go through them. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.